Ladies and gentlemen and various other conscious creatures, I decided to do a part 2 on Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra because you were saying that you wanted me to. You said I didn't say enough in the previous video and you wanted to hear more, so here we go. First, I'll say a few more things about this word, Ajaikapat, the name of the Deva of Purva Bhadrapada. My favorite translation of this is one-footed goat. You can imagine the deity of Purva Bhadrapada as a one-footed goat. It's not a one-footed goat, but it is a funny translation. Actually, the phrase one-footed goat is in Sanskrit used to refer to lightning. Aja means something that comes from nowhere. You don't know where it comes from. So sometimes it refers to goats and other very nomadic creatures. So a one-footed goat. But what is meant in Sanskrit by one-footed goat is a lightning bolt. And a lightning bolt, that is illuminating about what Purva Bhadrapada is all about. Because lightning bolt is electricity. Electricity is Shakti. Shakti. What is Shakti? Definition of Shakti is Shakti Karana Nishtha Karyotpadana Dharma Vishesh. It's the power which in a cause which produces an effect. That's what a Shakti or energy is. What's the most primary Shakti that all of us experience on the most day-to-day basis? That Shakti is called Prakriti. And that word itself means Shakti, because Prakriti means the ability to do. The Prakriti is stuff, matter. And what is matter? It's Prakriti. It's the stuff that lets us do stuff. Like everybody loves the game Minecraft. Why is Minecraft so popular? Minecraft's popular because it gives you a bunch of Prakriti. Here's a bunch of blocks. Do whatever you want with it. And that's why people are very interested in living in the world of Prakriti, the material world, because here's a bunch of blocks. Now do some stuff with it. So that's very instructive about Purva Bhadrapada. It's interested in this Prakriti. It's a Prakritic Nakshatra. It's a star, it's a materialistic star. It's a star that's interested in matter. In fact, this is another interesting meaning of the word Ajaikapat. Aja comes from nowhere, has no beginning. It means eternal. Ekapat means 1/4. 1 foot means 1/4. The way Sanskrit uses the word pada, it uses fancy words for numbers often. So instead of saying the number directly, it'll say something that represents that number. So instead of saying the number 4, it often says pada, because there's often 4 feet on an animal. So ekapad also means 1/4. And the ajaikapad, the eternal 1/4, refers to Prakriti. That's what all the Puranas tell us. That's how they describe Prakriti. They say that it's 1/4 of the total reality of what's out there. The material world is 1/4 of the total reality. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Prakriti Purusha Cho Hi Vidyanadi Ubhavapi. You have to know that it's not just spirit, which is eternal, or aja. It's also Prakriti, or matter, which is eternal. Matter is also eternal. But Purusha is eternally steady and the same. And Prakriti, or matter, is eternally changing its forms. So that's why matter is also called Ajaikapat. This is also the nature of Purva Bhadrapada. It's materialistic, it's interested in matter. But there is an interesting twist here. The deity Ajaikapat is a serpent, but it's also a Rudra. It's a destructive serpent. It's the serpent of Ajaikapat, lightning and storms. So this star is half Naga and half Rudra. People commented on the previous Purva Bhadrapada video asking me if I'd seen this particular image. This image depicts very literally a one-footed Shiva with Brahma and Vishnu coming on the sides. Yes, Rudras are all expansions of Shiva and acting in Shiva's capacity. But it doesn't mean that they literally are Shiva. A Jaikapat is literally a Naga. The image that you should have for Purva Bhadrapada is a fiery dragon flying in the sky, looking for treasure and destroying stuff that gets in the way, or destroying people who try to come and take the treasure. That's a really good visual for Purva Bhadrapada. If you want to go deeper into who this dragon is, this dragon is Sheshanaga, Ajaikapat, and Ahirbudnya are the devatas of Purva Bhadrapada and Uttara Bhadrapada. These are two aspects of Shesha, Naga. Sheshanaga is the supreme Naga. He's the Naga that has the most important position out of them all. And he has two main functions. One is to hold up the universe. And that's why he's holding up Vishnu on the water, because Vishnu is the universe. In Vishnu is everything. In Vishnu's consciousness is everything. So Sheshanag, his benefic duty is to support Vishnu, hold up the universe. But at certain times, when the destruction is scheduled, he ceases to hold up the world, and he instead rises up into the world and sets it on fire. So in other words, Ajaikapat is Sheshanag displaying himself in Shiva's capacity, or acting in Shiva's capacity. So if you want to get a really quick shortcut to understand Purva Bhadrapada, just remember that Ajaikapad's devata is half Naga and half Rudra. So this nakshatra is like a bit of the Naga nakshatra and a bit of the Rudra nakshatra. If you've been watching the videos, you'll remember what the Naga nakshatra is. Naga nakshatra is Ashlesha. Rudra nakshatra is Ardra. Ashlesha plus Ardra equals Purva Bhadrapada. So what kind of traits does it have from the Naga side? What kind of traits, Ashlesha traits, does it have? It's sexy. One of the comments on the previous video was that there's a couple of notable sex symbols who have prominent Purva Bhadrapada. Nagas are sexy. Nagas are the sexiest. And they're pleasure, and they're also the wealthiest. Nagas, everybody knows it. Even in European versions of dragons, they have tons of treasure. The Nagas have tons of wealth, tons of pleasure. They're very sensual and sexy. So Purva Bhadrapada is like Ashlesha because it has this magnetic charisma and this mystical approach to sex and spirit, and like a spiritual approach to materialism, or like a materialistic, where the materialism becomes their like inspiration. It has some deep meaning to it. But then it has the Rudra part, it has the Ardra part comes in too. And so what kind of traits come from Ardra? It's stormy. It's stormy like Ardra. It's challenging. It's going to challenge you. And it's destructive. So put two and two together, right? And you get two possibilities. One possibility is Purva Bhadrapada indicating the destruction of materialism. Somebody who's making an effort to destroy materialism. And then so they'll have like a lot of anger and a lot of resentment. And you'll find a lot of spiritualists have this problem. They're actually very hateful of the material world and non-spiritual people. This is a very Purva Bhadrapada trait of spiritualism. Nihilistic, destructive. Then on the other hand, another possible combination of Naga and Rudra can be destroyed by materialism. Materialism can be a significant problem for the person that destroys them. And generally, how would you know which one is which? This is a simple rule that works for all astrology, which is likes work well together, opposites cause complexities and issues and problems. So if you take a heavy-duty planet and put it in a heavy-duty nakshatra like Purva Bhadrapada, you get good results because they're likes. And if you take a soft, gentle planet and put it in a heavy-duty nakshatra like Purva Bhadrapada, you get challenging results, you get problematic results. So malefics and the ascendant in Purva Bhadrapada, they tend to be okay. It tends to indicate that this person has got materialism like as some kind of an inspirational force, or as their guiding principle, or they've got it under control. And they're disciplined about these things if it's a planet like Saturn or Mars, especially Saturn. But benefics in a tough nakshatra like Purva Bhadrapada means that they get destroyed by materialism. They're way too weak towards these things. Okay, use that as the guiding principle. Hopefully you guys are happy now. And we got 2 videos on Purva Bhadrapada. Actually, Purva Bhadrapada probably needs 2 videos anyway, so thank you for inspiring me to do it.